character. So I love seeing a first round pick there for AS. But our first game, locked and loaded. We're back here with the NARAKA Bladepoint Pro League 2025 Spring Split. We do have SR Spider going at it against BBE Frostivus. Frostivus on the Syra, Spider on the Justina. Sends the 1-2-3, big damage there from Spider. Now the catch there from Frostivus only gets a 1-2. And the follow-up LMB focus there from Spider to pick up the first elimination of the night.
Yeah, I mean, Frostivus actually burning the F1 from that Syra very early at the opening engagement against Spider, rather than holding on to it for the longer aspect of that map. 2-5, just feeling out whether or not he wants to try and take a fight against Lipo, but Lipo having that blue armor, though 2-5 picks up purple armor, so that's definitely going to give him bold confidence to potentially try and enter into that 1-versus-1 that Mike and Polaris are currently going out. As Verse reluctant to take a fight with that Gray. Move us up to the top of the birdcage before coming on through with those dual halberds. Looks for the counter, doesn't manage to find the parry. Drops down, charges up the scale rush, cancels it out as PXT was also looking for the counter if that one was committed onto. As it looks like Mike and Lipo have committed into this fight. Mike finding that parry, taking the Syra down low. There's the combo break coming out early. That's going to give a little bit of health back, but Mike still has enough damage with the blue nunchucks to find the chase down. Does he have enough, though, left to be able to take up the fight against T225, who's already invested that Liam F1?
Wow, Mike going straight for that blue armor there. Gets that armor swap quickly. T225 still with a health advantage there with the armor, but the LMB catcher from Mike into the 2-1-1. There goes the big damage off the R&B focus there from the nunchucks. Now the proc comes in off the nunchucks. T225 now is going to be forced to pop that Liam ultimate. Since the LMB focus cancels with the grapple, still get caught up at the 1-2 into the V2 ball. What's going to be the mix-up here for T225? There goes the follow-up, but no, Mike's going to have the ultimate there to counter it, and there it is, the carpet ride here from Mike. Look at the schmooming there off of that as well. Doing a perfect good job, still applying pressure there to T225, but T225 being able to cut line of sight, but gets clipped off that first. He is going to eat up a little bit of damage there. Still just waiting out for this ultimate to be out. He does call that V2 at a perfect time. Sends it, gets the damage there. Now Mike, with no armor, eats the damage off the LMB focus. F called in there for OUG's Mike. And T225 hungry for this elimination. Knows he could try to pick up a quick elimination onto Mike, but Mike not letting go of that gas pedal since the 1-2 off the staff. Mike still continuing to kite as much as he can. It does not look from the minimap that any other players are around right now. Gets caught up once again. We do have another player picking up elimination. It's going to be Burst there, picking up a kill in the kill feed. And Mike, it's going to be very hard to try to catch him. Has one of the best movements, if not the best movement in the game. OUG's Mike on the blue checks. Looks like the reset might come in, but Edward's starting to move on in here for the situation as well.
Oh, he saw the purple armor. He saw the purple armor on the ground. He's healed it all the way back up to full. 2-5 will be able to find the elimination, but now here comes Edward. 2-5 was able to grab the Soul Bloom, so he has been able to recover some of that health, but he's incredibly low, and without that purple armor, he's missing a lot of sustain that's available to his opponent. The F1 bash comes on out from the Child. 2-5 already going to be activating one of those staggers. Doesn't get locked into the headlock as he just tries to utilize those nunchucks just the way that Mike was, kiting away from the fight until the Shell ultimate is going to be removed potentially, as Edward comes in with the 1-2 on those halberds, catching onto 2-5. This Liam not going to have that ultimate up just yet, doesn't have the opportunity to scoop and send Edward into one of those combo chains. Now gets hit by the headlock into the follow-up, and that's one of the things that you have to worry about with Shell. Now you don't know when she's going to send that headlock out.
And I love that from Edward, getting inside the mix there and popping that ultimate, not waiting for him to be low, just to secure that elimination. And we saw they're getting the elimination onto T225, but FPSDQ Star against TE Wufong right now. The combos here with the fist blades here from Wufong. Now the Shaya ultimate is going to be popped here from Star. What's going to be mixed up? He's going to wait this out, does not be able to get it. He does catch him off of that. Wufong's going to eat up the damage there from the ult. Now the second weave there from Star, being able to still applying the pressure onto Wufong. He does have the armor advantage right now. Star with no armor right now. He is going to be able to cut the noise now. Looks like Wufong is going to get a quick reset in, as well as Star. The ties have been set just for now, but we do see Wufong going right back into the mix, but Arano and Lipo are still going at it.
Arano looks for the Dragon Slayers, doesn't manage to find it. Potentially gets caught up into that Syra F1 stun, won't be hit out. Now Lipo comes on through with that ultimate. Arano is going to kite out, waiting for the ultimate to be done. before committing back on in with his. But through the window, Lipo comes, gets the stun. The F2 from the Justina is going to save them for 3 seconds, but that is not going to outlast this Syra. And Lipo can still commit this chase down. In the meantime, he has been able to get a little bit of his health back, doesn't have the armor healed off though, and he has to kite out of the fight now, understanding that the advantage has gone to Arano's side, given the fact that this Justina is still holding on to that V1 if he wants to commit it into this fight. Wants to try and utilize that purple spit. Charges up the Dragon Slayers, doesn't manage to land it, finds the Scale Rush though, just before the Syra can just push away from that fight. He knows that Lipo does not have this ultimate. He knows that the Syra is desperately trying to open every single trove possible and find an armor swap, but unfortunately RNG is not on Lipo's side. There's that V1 coming on through to catch Lipo as he crests the top of that roof into the vertical slam down, and Lipo is then packing to that soul altar.
Wow, that was a beautiful dash there from Arano. One thing I saw there was Edward calling in a Moonbane, buying up those Moonbanes here for early on. We do have Star eating up a lot of damage though in between 2 players with Wufong and Edward. And Edward's gonna pick up the elimination here onto Star. Wufong nearly being eliminated as well. He's 1 HP. We can barely see the white health. They are still gonna be fighting for this Roma Yang. Our first Roma Yang gates already down. 23 seconds and counting before these players start going in. We do have Burst giving up this Roma Yang. Edward is going to be one of our first players to enter this, as well as OUG's Mike readying up here on the Lonnie to take the first round. We do have 2 eliminations here on OA Edwards on the Shayo. OUG's Mike with 1, WBG's Verse with 1, WC's Arano with 1, as well as Jella AS, T225, and Wufong and Spider. A lot of players with 1 elimination so far. So the kills are spread out currently here for our first game. The Temi here on Jails AS, not looking very stacked on the Jade so far, but he does have the purple nunchucks in hand for him, for his weapon of choice currently. OG's Mike on the blue fan, waiting this out still. He's gonna wait out till the last second to take the realm, as well as Edward on the blue halberds. Not looking too crazy.
Every single time we're seeing production just check the inventories of these players, I'm looking to see if any one of these players has that red Volpoint's essence. Spider on the outside of that no ult zone is forced to take a fight against Paste on this Valda. Does have that V1, cannot dash into that no ult zone though, or he'll lose it just like he lost that fan to the counter coming on through. The ultimate has to come on out. The knockback is going to secure Spider the opportunity of just dashing into these buildings and getting one of those Vitalias off. The Pace is hot on his trail. Another dash now utilized. Spider's only got the 1 left. He's going to have to keep himself mobile as we head into that first realm of Yang fight. It's going to be going up against Mike and Frostovitz. So Syra versus Lanny. Who is going to come out on top? So far, no ultimates have been popped. Mike already losing that armor. Gets hit into the 2-1-1 coming off of those nunchucks. The trick ball comes on out. Mike trying to disappearing X behind one of those pillars. Every single time he catches that ball, he is going to start getting a little bit of his HP restored, so he doesn't have to worry about being stuck in that static frame and allowing the Syra to potentially crest around that pillar corner and get the last hit of potential damage. He's looking for the LMB off of the dagger. Doesn't manage to find the uppercut the first time. Will be able to find it the second. Not manages to connect the soul break though, with Frostovitz investing the F1 combo break, and it is a last hit situation. Who's coming out on top? Mike with the dagger is just a little bit faster, and he's going to be able to claim his first Realm of Yang victory of the season.
I'm sorry, I was just looking at the Lonnie ball just knocking up the Syra in the background. He's hiding behind the pillar. It's just so funny. But there it is. Lonnie showcasing there from the OUG's Mike, being very strong in the Realm of Yang against the Syra, but SR Spider going at it. We do have our 3 teams currently here with the Vermilion Burst, Mike, OA, Jails, and OUGs. But PXC, Pace, catches the LMB prior, or PXC, as you said, against Spider. Spider is going to be forced to pop this F. Still trying to kite the situation out here with this Calm and Dagger. He's going to specifically use it for movement. But PXC not letting go of the gas pedal with that purple dual blades in hand, trying to see he can find elimination here onto Spider. But it's not going to be easy. Spider doing a very beautiful job, kiting around the zone, make sure he does not get caught up, trying to see if he can find a little bit of a moment for him to take a full reset in. Looks like PXC is going to let go of the gas pedal for now. Just wait it out. Gonna go ahead and try to collect some more resources to move on in towards the end game. Frostivus now with Yang depletion timer, 3 minutes and 20 seconds to try to cleanse this Yang depletion timer. Is going to see if he can find a player to see if he can do that for himself. But PXC now is going to go out against JL's AS. The Temi now is going to send the LMB focus. Big parry here for PXC. He does have the after to avoid the full damage. The whisk is thrown down. No problems yet for no players. The double dodge trying to see if he can catch it out. But he overholds the R&B focus there for the damage on to PXC. The gold Hong Sword on PXC is going to hurt though. So he needs to be real careful. Does catch some damage there off the LMB. Now the Scare Rush connects as well. Does not catch the damage off the R&B focus. It was Frostivus now in the back end. Does have the perfect time here to try to cleanse his Yang depletion timer.
Yeah, Frostivus is also going to be approaching this fight with the ultimate. AS is going to be able to re-pick up his legendary Hong Sword, which he lost to pace, managing to pick it up off of that first parry. Swaps on over to that repeater crossbow. Doesn't want to put himself in that middle player situation because that's the one that both of these players are going to turn on. Because both of these players weren't fighting the Valda previously, it's not Spider. They didn't know that at the beginning of the fight, Pace was down that ultimate. But that V2 is building up incredibly quickly off of the back of every single one of these parries. Frostivus again forced into investing that combo breaker of the F1 to escape the consequences of getting parried. And now they know that it's going to be on cooldown. The Syra becomes the problem that everyone is going to turn on to just because if they apply enough pressure, they're going to be able to force out that ultimate. And both of these two players, the Temi and the Valda, have the means of being able to kite out the fight, disengage, wait for the Syra to be done before turning back on through. Frostivus, unfortunately, does not have the luxury of being able to wait. He's got 1 minute 46 seconds. He can't appear too eager. He didn't take a Realm of Yang fight against either the Valda or the Temi, so they don't know he's hit with Yang depletion currently, and he can't afford to make them aware of that fact because otherwise they'll just time him out and manage to get that last hit before that depletion expires. Wufong now comes on out with the Lani trick ball yet again, making it really awkward to try and get a hold of this player, of this character. Every single time she gets a hit, she gets a little bit of HP all the way back and you get staggered for your issues. And even though we're in a multi-wave fight currently, Wufong is doing a very good job of applying multiple aspects of pressure to every single player around, so they haven't been able to full stack up against this Lani.
Yeah, and I was seeing Mike ran it right back in the situation. It does not look like another player is around, so he should be good for now, not being mistaken by Fong and Alani that the ultimate has just ran out for him. So it looks like Mike is going to be safe off that situation alone, but Wufong still trying to catch Star with 40 seconds remaining here to try to cleanse the Yang depletion timer. The time is ticking. Not really a lot of options here. Star gets a full reset and the damage connects there off the R&B focus there from the Halberds. He sends the R&B of his own as well. Now he is going to get caught up. Does have the F there to escape that for now. Overholds, gets the damage off the LMB. The F caught in there for the Xiaoyu as well. Since the 1.0 off it is, now the Xiaoyu ultimate is being invested here from Star. Now the Prow here for Star as well. It's going to be big damage off the 1.0 from the Halberds. Big damage, half health here for Wufong. Now it gets recaught as well. That's a lot of damage into the 2-1-1 finisher. And that is what Moxie was saying right there. The terrain was not in his favor there for the grapple bump. So the 2-on-1 there showing out perfectly why that's the new meta.
Yeah, and Star as well, holding on to all of the counter charges coming through from his ultimate. Pace was also able to take out AS off screen. He's not going to be taking Frostivus out off screen. It's 100% going to be in broadcast POV. As we now head into our second Realm of Yang, it's going to be 225 versus SR Spider. Spider, already having that longsword in the back pocket, is 100% going to be looking to set up that wall carousel variant. Has to just try and force out the combo break coming through from the Liam the first time, but he's the one that loses the weapon. That's the worst possible opportunity. Now he's had to invest both the F2 and that V1 coming through. Finds the freeze, doesn't manage to find that toothpick though. Just trying to do everything he can to put the pressure onto this Liam and force on out that ultimate. The grab will be able to come on through, and Spider unfortunately did not have enough HP for 2v5 to even need to combo break off of the back of it. He just gets one little hit of damage and Spider is done as Edward now goes head to head with Sheol versus Liam, already utilizing that V1 from the Sheol early. Hasn't sent out the counterattack until just now. Utilizes it to dodge out of the grab attempt coming on through from that V2. And the hunt is on. Just like Sheol in the lore, will she be able to pick up her bounty as the Pillar Scale Rush comes into play?
Wow, beautiful showcasing here from Edward. clearly see he has been putting in that work. The raw uppercut there into the 1-2. That'll be focused there from the dagger. Now, he does have to stay safe first. Now, trying to see goodbye sometime to try to get a reset in, but a scare rush here from Edward. Double tap to his back. The F caught in there for Verse once again. Cancels it, tries to catch the last hit. He's 1 HP. Gets caught up off the 1-2, but a nice callback. No, the Volpine Essence. It was in Edward's hand. He manages to stay alive in that situation. He is going to win this second round of Yang. What a beautiful showcase in here from Edward. Playing it with full confidence with that Jade in his inventory. He's going to snag up a gold staff as well from this realm. Already had a gold fan. Spider with 4 minutes now and counting to try to cleanse the Yang depletion timer. He does have a couple players around him. 2225 and WBG's Verse in the mix. PXT against OUG's Mike going at it right now. Both with gold weapons. LNB Pryor here for the Valda. Now here comes a double uppercut into the 1.0 here from the R&B Focus. Now he is going to get the damage off the pistol. Mike is going to be forced to pop this ultimate here inside the zone, eating up a lot of damage. The Valda is going to go ahead and respond as well with the ult of their own. But Mike is going to go ahead, showcase a little bit of the carpet ride. He is going to try to create a little bit of space. Finds a little armor swap. Purple armor swap. Oh my God. Merry Christmas came early once again. Gets caught up. He does have the Santa hat on, so, you know, it is giving him that buff. But Mike trying to back on up. Nice little tap dodge there from Mike to avoid that catch. He does not get caught up off of this. Base out the parry in the back end. Arano now showing up for the third party. Gets clip off the R&B though. The fan's still doing a really good job here with the damage. Overholds, does not get the parry there, but the back end Arano there with the R&B Focus from the spear, and he's gonna pick up a 2-piecer as well. WZ Arano with a beautiful third party here to confirm 2 eliminations for himself.
Oh, Arano as well steals like the Soul Bloom just before the Valda can grab it and utilize that to heal and potentially get the ultimate. With the V2 coming back into play, that Valda would have been a much scarier opponent, even though the shielding has been since nerfed from 2,200 to 1,800 on this current patch. The Spider, unfortunately, gets sent, having to wait into that next lobby. A lot of our players already knocked on out. AS, Spider, Wufong, Frostfist, and Lipo, as well as Mike PXT, all going to be waiting for the second game of the day. But already we're starting to see players shifting towards potentially utilizing that Lani in areas of verticality. So we might get to see her when we head over to Holleroff as well still, as Edward has been on absolute fire. Something to note, that Volpine Essence popping in the second realm of Yang, he took a fight in the first realm of Yang. That means that he didn't have to use it and burn through a fatal strike in his first fight. He was able to win it super cleanly, and you can tell the surprise was there. The Liam, the commitment that came on through, he thought he had the shield dead to rights, so when Edward had that Volpine Essence and was able to use it as his trump card, the surprise factor really allowed him to turn the tide. Yeah,
Edward, previously known as Juan Leon. I mean, Juan Leon has, you know, back in the day was a super strong player. I remember last year, he quite didn't really find his fitting with how everything was playing out, but watching him play right now, you can see how polished he's playing. Beautiful iframes there to avoid the Liam B2 from his Shayo. I mean, it's just straight clean gameplay coming in from Edward right now. Players just gonna wait this out to move on in to our last phase of the first round, our end game. But we do have T225 fully stacked as well, has gold armor and gold fist blades in hand, so he's going to be applying a lot of damage to whoever he finds a scrap off with. FPHCQ Star does have purple armor, but the only thing is inventory for the weapon selection being purple. It's going to be a purple pole sword. We do have Verse with a couple of purple weapons as well. It has a dagger in the back pocket. As we know, these players love to use that dagger for movement, just common, but that is the main role of that weapon for a lot of players if they have a better rarity. But it's off to be playing with his blue staff in hand. Arano, gold fan, gold halberds that he picked up there from that third party. He is going to be fully stacked now, picking up the inventory or the loot from those 2 players that he eliminated. We do have our random Bane being spawned in right now. 50 seconds for that to go away. These players are going to go ahead and wait this out. Our first end game of the Spring Split about to happen pretty soon. Wow, Lonnie in the mix. Very surprised for sure seeing Lonnie. Like I mentioned, you know, if you're going to test something out, today's the best
the day.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be seeing a lot of players testing out just to see if anything that they throw against that dartboard is going to be able to stick. Spirit Well, though, is something that these players know. It's become the bread and butter of being able to play those end games. In your early to mid, you want to be able to win your realm of Yangs. And then when you hit into that end game, you want to be able to take control of the Spirit Well. You don't ideally want to be the player the first to position into it, though. We saw a lot of success at Jacob with actually the third player to come on through. As we're going to see Stanchion come on out from Verse with that silence effect. T225, though, has the much better soul jade for the staff in controlling that Spirit Well with the Merciless Havoc. Look at the arm's length that these players are having to keep this blue rarity staff just because they don't want to get hit up into by one of those frames of Merciless Havoc that is going to leave them absolutely at the mercy of all of the rest of these players in this lobby. And yeah, I think it's just going to be a no contest. T225 has the absolute chance of being able to pick that one up for free, so he's going to go ahead and pop his ulti, because once he's thrown those 2 grabs, he's going to have it back. So a lot of now is going to be the tempo of these players having to react to how this Liam is going to be getting aggressive, and that means the onus is going to be on these Shayols to try and, like we saw in the Realm of Yang, utilize their ultimates and iframe out of those grab potentials.
Yeah, as we see, he is getting applied a lot of pressure by T225 and Verse, and Edward here just got the wrong end of the stick. Did have T225 quickly aggressing him there with the Liam ultimate. Big parry from Edward, though, doing everything he can to stay alive in the situation. Does have a gold spear as well in the inventory, doing a really good job now. Swap on over to the fan, try to see if he can kite the situation now, but T225 in the back end applying a lot of damage, and there it is, the elimination there from T225 onto Edward. He is going to pick up the remaining loot there from his body, as well as Verse. He's like, get out of here, this is my loot, back up. I work for the kill, this is mine. So he is going to be able to get the remaining of the loot there. And PSGQ Star, though, playing up a little bit more conservative here, playing the top side of the map right now just to wait this out. We do have Arano as well, just jumping around, making sure he can stay up. We do have our next zone starting to close up now. 57 seconds for it to fully close. Our random Bane is still in the air now. T225 trying to still apply some pressure onto Star this time around. We do have him full throttle in here onto Star. Star forced to pop this F here on the Shayo. We do have him trying to kite it out, but T225 looks like he is hungry for another elimination, currently with 3 on the board, and Arano, the one right now with the kill lead with 4 currently for this lobby. Star, he needed up a little bit of damage. He does manage to kite it out. It's going to be a quick reset in for himself, but T225 is still there for the pressure.
He wants to pop the V1. He wants to force the Sheol into having to throw out that ultimate. It's the only Sheol left in the lobby too, so it's going to be very easy to keep a track of. Star almost forced that Sheol to backstep into that Bane's Breath, but Star is able to avoid outside of it. Still has that blue fan in the back pocket too to be able to scare us away from this engagement, but 2-5, he knows he's still got this Mystic Might for just under a minute. He can get as aggressive as he wants, and there's not really a lot anyone else in this lobby can do. Liam is the best hero in these situations. No one is going to want to try and challenge him. Scarish is also going to be able to interrupt Star. This time around, Star is going to give 2-5 a bit of medicine that he has to swallow, but Legendary Spear is going to be doing a lot more damage, and finally the V1 force comes through. Arano is the one who actually gets locked, or rather 2-5 is the one that gets locked up into that headlock. He's got 2 charges left. Star will now look to potentially throw out that next stagger, but there's the aura grab, and T2-5 is going to send him package parceled all the way into that zone to eat the damage, and unfortunately for Star, he's going to get taken down. T2-5, though, is not going to be happy that he is not getting the kill credit, as Arano was waiting on the inside of that zone with the bow, saw that the Sheol was getting pressured into, knew the potential that the Liam would be able to find that V2 connection and throw someone into that zone, and he waited. He bided his time for the perfect moment, and now he has to try and figure out which of these Liams committed that ultimate, which one can he try and pressure out.
Do have Arano, though, going to Verse. The ultimate is going to be invested here from Arano, as well as the Liam's going to respond with the ult of their own. do have him. We're trying to wait this out. It's going to be very rough here for the lone Justina. Just trying to come up on top. Damage does go towards his way, though, into the freeze as well. He isn't going to be able to weave that V2. But oh my god, the drop down there from the spear is going to eat up a lot of damage. Arano now in big trouble, trying to kite it out to try to see if he can restore that armor. We do have him getting pressured on. But oh my god, he caught the opposing Liam and he threw it at Arano there. Oh my, that is so disrespectful. He got the damage off that. Arano's still going to apply a lot of pressure. We do have the Av invested as well. So now it's full concentration onto the Justina right now with everything on cooldown. Overholds, gets the damage. The F called in there from T225 in the back end. He's still trying to stay alive. Gets another damage off the blue focus there. But now he is going to get caught up by another V2 there in the back end. But a big parry there from T225. But it's going to be burst with elimination. Now he does catch him there with the V2. Slams down inside the zone. Verse going to get he's going to take a lot of damage here from the zone. We see him with a quarter white health. He is taking a little bit of that armor there. He does see if he can try to find an armor swap. Does manage to find a common one. He sends it, gets the parry off as well. T225 now still has the upper hand, I would say, with a little bit of that gold armor. Eats up the damage off the armor. Be focused now. Both of these players might take a quick reset in, and it's gonna be just a little quick little reset. No, Verse going right back in. Does not want him to get that reset in. T225 though gets the last frame damage there off the LMB focus. T225 still trying to kite it out. Overholds to make sure he does not catch the damage off the RB focus there from the Halberds. Now the pistol shot connects there in the back end. Sends it for the third time. Just let him loose off that 1.0s, and it looks like Verse is not respecting it. He is just gonna get this damage. Still kind of in and out, but it looks very close. It's up for grabs who takes this first game of the night.
5 looking to find these connections, might be able to kite back to that purple armor that he dropped previously. Uses that skill rush, has to make sure he doesn't go too far into that zone damage. But there it is. Verse manages to find the elimination. It came down to a Liam 1 versus 1. That poor Justina doing everything possible to try and juggle those two opponents, but it's going to be Verse who comes away with the overall victory